hums in the room, new bones, of all of the things of which you'd never once thought, the ways in which this child could die, and this sentence might end, can't now be said to be among them. The color of not remembering is that of a field at evening's edge, a field where you weren't born and you don't live but somehow have to. Hard by the world and its at-risk trappings, its shit-handed crashes in what can hardly be called miniature, you once went rolling around lonelily, a hole in all you weren't, and even walked into the woods and didn't get leaves all over you. More impossibly close and uncontrollably quiet, your skin's now shadow, your insides a parliament of largely unseen meat. You scratch a bug bite. Its itch is knowledge doing something else's job. 10 notes to the muse. Every angel's not that bad, actually, but so much as a click from whatever it is you're trying to sing with's total lunacy. Point being, you're around here somewhere, maybe crouched and for the most part untouched amid well-photographed debris. I've never met or lived without you. Hissing my kid to sleep, I'm not the sea. And yet earlier today, I was as if poured onto beachfront real estate. A talk-shaped day, though not a single face came of it. Rousseau's War doesn't hang in the Louvre. Some nights, half an inch or so from sleep, if that's in fact how such a distance should be measured, I twitch and time goes sideways. I think I'd live there if I could, and when I'm there, I think of you. Thanks to me, we're lost in unison. Thanks to you, I can move without meaning to. If I could, I'd say everything you sing to me to you. I searched the beach for a rock of good shape, and you didn't. I'm so boring I could do it all day, but you're worse. You can hurry love, and you do. In addition to being grief thrown down and into pattern, a poem is as legal as a sculpture of a switchblade. Beliefs a thought true. I Googled myself this morning, and in 23 screens in, I read about one Graham Foust of Junction City, Kansas, whose 25-year-old daughter Jessie and her boyfriend Adrian were shot dead in their home in Wichita on November 26, 2009. And what do you do but help me spit up a line like, that late in the fall, the Midwest might have had a little yellow left in it. And to think I wanted something for his trouble, mine. I flicked a wasp from my juice glass. You said to write it down. A hairbrush washed up at my feet. I wrote it down. No time like the future, save for most of it. I cried a while and crawled into my unspilled head and sat there. I tossed a balsa wood glider at a fire. Days your voice is the house. Days the house is the house. Days it wouldn't be so wise to state my case. There could be others. Color-free light on a blue-black garden, say. A single wall in a mostly empty place. If I ever make a mountain, it's a good bet I'll make it out of sentences with which you'll assist me. If I ever build a boat, it's a good bet I'll build it out of holes. The grass smelled like history. You must have told me that. A broken willow put its branches there. You showed me. Dear Bob, I once walked home from Cato's with one eye completely closed. The nerves convert the world from world to memory. It's not enough that I've been made sure of, that one can get burns from a punchline, that speeches underwater are all the same. Comes upon an at me, does your gone-tinged promise. I had a plane to miss. Can I buy you some rain? For the last half an hour, I've been practicing at setting down this cup of cheap whiskey noiselessly. Do something about I were all but one word? Birds in the cold and some pill-colored clouds, and an Airbus is other people. Tonight's equal parts black and paths of blood behind my eyelids, while other blood winds through me on its rounds. I was after my own heart. I found a mirror or three. Matter, as in what's the? Spirit, not as in that's the. You look like no one else. You look like smoke. I look like me. Looks don't count for much. I know, it's what's inside that fails. Problem with poetry is nobody's lonely anymore. What if I were all one word? This was an instant message called "and tall and of a working air," and I'm as close to you as I am to total dark when dark's the case. At faucet, thought, and water, every poem's a failed palindrome. I fall through ideas as through flowers. I fall through ideas as through ice. Was a time when I wanted only dark the whole way down, and now I'm choosing not to think about it that way. Why? Any theory craves itself. Was that a leaf in the overhead compartment? Reasons at the kidney of the dream. I recall more dreams than days, it seems, and in dreams, days, your kind will feed me to the keyholes. Was in a basement conquering atlases. Was in an attic putting money on a god. 6 and some odd miles from anonymity, I was no painting, no poem, but from there I hope to crush that fang of moon. Gratuitously beautiful, often the moon. When people die, I love them more. The city gets cheap and then expensive again. Again, I wish as if the stars were bits of medicine. If ever you quit me, please know that I'll be dumb and in love with boredom. Boredom works in obvious ways. I taught a newborn night because the night was all she knew. I make these phrases flaws the days fall from and into. Who'd behead me if on Christmas morning I'm the king of waking? I made for filth and you were there. I made for filth, but you were there. A sled in ashes, words in action, the facts and or the last thing up my mind. I closed both eyes on a piece of movie plays, a clip of me using my teeth to pull the mitten from the hand I'm going to need to pull the staple from the other. I know of Klieg lights in the trees, a little lake like I could pick it up and break it. Formless, but possible. That's all tomorrow's problem. I know of Klieg lights in the trees because they're there. If my tongue's in the present, I can taste another tense. As for the past, I'll have the first half, the rest of it, whatever else I get. A poem's an empty lemon in the mouth of a crow on a phone line. Oh, there you are. That's right. Wave like you're doing me a favor. You put a spell on me because I'm never mine. Midnight and the kid's still breathing. In the main of place, my own brain around a body. The future falls up like blood. Got leftover makeshift flakes on the indoor-outdoor. Thought salmon-colored muscle over bright and unimaginary bones. And for my next city trick, I'll think the leaves from the edge of the alley. I'll mop a floor a couple stories in the air. For what it's worth, anywhere's the end or the beginning of the earth. Some flaneur came by earlier and tired of himself, and almost no one thought to notice him or care, and that's no shame. A painter runs 2 hands through piles of color on the canvas, the ocean's over there, the eyes a drain. I'll do what you want, or be a moth on water, and when I'm all in these pieces, I'm okay with the way certain of them seem to have just crumbled into governance. I point to failure with an artificial noise. When I want to know what cars were like in the year of my birth, I look at Peter Moore's photograph of Richard Serra's 2-encircled base plate hexagram, right angles inverted. Why do I talk to you like I'm dead? A vision thrown wide of all